Hello, good afternoon, Sergio. Thank you for coming, Rookmaster. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Isaac. I'm doing well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm glad to hear that to start. Can you briefly introduce yourself and tell use we your interest in this position?
Sure. I'm Sergio Lopez, a mechatronics engineer with 2 years of maintenance experience in a manufacturing company. I specialize in rubber, aluminum, and plastic injection molding machines, as well as CNC machines, pressers, article robots, and laser cutters. I interested in this role because I want to apply my knowledge in predictive maintenance and automation and help improve the plant's efficiency and safety.
Perfect. What motivates you to specialize in injection molding machines and automation instead of another engineering field?
I'm drawn to the combination of mechanical, electronic, and control system that mechatronics requires. Injection molding, machines, and automated cells present integration challenge that led me apply diagnostics, programming, and mechanical adjustment.
Hey, I understand. Tell me about a specific situation where you solving a complex production problem. I want you to explain your process step by step.
On our injection molding machine, we had intermittent failures that produce detective parts. First, I gathered the alarm history and the production logs. Then I spec sensors, the hydraulic system, and the PLC. I found the contaminant pressure sensors and miscalibrated heating profile. I replaced the sensor, adjust the heating profile, and schedule a preventive maintenance routine. The results is an 85% reduction in rejects and fewer unplanned steps.
Very clean. What diagnostic tools did you use and why did you choose and one?
I use a multimeter and oscilloscope for electrical signals, infrared thermography to detect hot spots, and vibration analysis on rotary shaft. The multimeter and oscilloscope help verify signals and PLC inputs, outputs, thermography revolt, overheating in headers, vibration analysis, eh, and identified imbalance in a couple motor.
Excellent. Regarding predictive maintenance, which indicators do you consider most yourself to prioritize interventions?
MTBF, MTTR to measure reliability, vibration, and temperature trends to detect the gradation and energy consumptions to identify inefficiency.
You mentioned BTF, BF, and MTTR. Do you have experience calculating the presenting the result to management?
Yes, in my previous role, I calculate MTBF an MTTR monthly, prepare comparative charts, and propose corrective actions.
How do you handle communication when there's a critical feature that stops the link?
I immediately inform management, describe the impact and estimate repair time, and probate period updates until the issues is resolved.
Okay. Can you give an example where communication prevented a big problem?
Yes, I detect a small hydraulic leak that could have caused a post failure. I inform the chief we stop the machine for repair and avoid a major stoppage and potential damage to impact expansive molds.
Very good. Let's talk about the safety. What procedure do you follow before working on the energy equipment and lasers?
I apply lockout and tagout is Lotto. Verify the absence of energy, use appropriate personal protective equipment, and check safety interlocks for lasers, verify covers, sensors, and works permits.
Have you led safety training and created procedures?
Yes, I organize hands-on sessions of Lotto and safe operation of laser cutters for operators and technicians.
On programming, what experience do you have with PLC and articulate robots? Give a concrete example of chung- changes you've made.
I've modified timers, interlocks, and alarms in PLC to optimize cycles. In one cell, I reduce cycle time by I use the pick and place uh, sequence and probing synchronization with the conveyor.
What programming languages or environments do you use for PLC and robots?
I'm familiar with ladder logic and function block programming for common PLCs. I use vendor robot software for point to point and trajectory programming. And I work with communication protocols like Ethernet, EAP, and Profinet.
You mentioned energy saving early. What concrete action did you implement to reduce consumption?
I reorganize a startup sequence to avoid in-rush current peaks, optimize thermal profiles on injection machines, and replace components with more efficient alternatives and also implement automatic shutdown for no critical equipment during off shifts.
How do you document and transfer technical knowledge to the team so improvements are sustained?
I create reading pressures, checklists, and quick reference widths, and also provide hands-on training and low records in the CMS so tasks are scheduled and traceable.
Okay. What do you expect from the team and the company to perform we in this role?
I expect collaboration between maintenance, production, and quality access to data and diagnostic tools, and support to implement improvements and predictive maintenance pilots.
If we give you responsibility for a predictive maintenance pilot projects, how will you approach it in 3 steps?
Step one, select a critical asset and define metrics. Step two, install sensor, vibration, or temperature, and collect data over a period. The step three, analysis trend, set threshold, and schedule condition-based interventions.
Okay. What sets you apart from other candidates with similar experience?
My hands-on experience with injection molding machines, CNC, robots, and laser, combined with a data-driven approach and effective communication with products. I also take initiative to propose measurable improvements.
To finish, do you have a question about the position, the team, or next steps?
And yes, what are the immediate priorities for the maintenance area, and what resources are available for improvements project?
Right now, we prioritize reducing changeovers, teams on improving traceability. There's interest in integrity sensor for predictive maintenance and super for pilots. Resources included access to the CMMS and limited budgets for sensors. Proposals with a clean ROI are valued.
Perfect. I'm interested in leading a pilot with vibration sensor and thermography. I can prepare a proposal with a cost and benefit. And how is the maintenance team currently organized? And who would I report to directly?
The team is split into two shifts, day and evening. For these roles, your schedule will be administrative. You will be in charge of field maintenance technicians and report failures directly to management.
Okay, and what is the immediate priority for the area over the next 3 months?
Priority 1, reduce changeover time on critical lines. Priority 2, implement a monitoring pilot to detect early faults, vibration, and temperature. Priority 3, improve documentation and preventive routines in the CMMS.
Okay. What resource and budget are typically allocated for pilot projects like predictive maintenance?
There is an initial budget for small pilots, sensors, basics, software designs, and consulting of in needed to scale. We require a clear ROI. We also provide access to the CMES and historical data for analysis.
What level of automotive would I have to propose change to produce or maintenance scoring.
You will have managerial anatomy to propose and implement improvements and critical equipment after management validation.
That sounds perfect.
Any other question about the role?
No, that's clear.
Very well, Sergio. We will be in touch and coordination next steps.
Thank you, Isaac. I'll be waiting to hear from you.